Greetings. Today I'm going to review Dorisine's pre-release kit. This has been released a couple of hours ago. I just got home from work. So now, this is Doresain. He's the newest Waker. We've been waiting a month and a half for him for the new voice actor. And let's go deep into his kit. His grade right now is not this. It's about C to maybe A minus tier. After reading his kit and going over his potential comps. The reason I'm negative about him in comparison to other units is he's very good damage dealer. He's one of the biggest nukes in the entire game. He is actually mathematically. If players don't realize this, they're just fucking brain dead. They don't actually play the game. It's quite obviously he's a very big nuke unit. However, getting there, he's extremely not free-to-play friendly. Now, if you're a free-to-play player or if you're a new player in the game, you can just stop the video right now, but I'm going to go over why he's not free-to-play friendly. It's more whale heavy. I disagree with his design for new players and for whatever to pull him, because there are better units at lower investment levels. Because you want a lot of dupes of him, you want good wheels, you want good covs, you want everything to support him, and he needs really good support units. Because he provides no defense and no heals on his own. All he does is damage. Unlike Tawil, which is actual S tier, which she can do damage, she can heal, she can shield. Unlike Jellet, she can heal, she can do shit ton of damage at lower investment levels just fine. Unlike, let's say, Jida, she can heal, she can support. Unlike support units, which go anywhere at any investment level. Unlike even Daft. Daft is better than him at low levels. A lot of units are better than him at low Enlightenment levels. Now at max Enlightenment levels, meaning max dupes, really good covs, heavy investment, heavy investment. He's probably the biggest burst unit of the game. He probably destroys Yuvash, destroys Jellet. And a warning to everyone watching day one videos, even my video. I'm going to go over his kit and how it works in combat. I will run with him for 6-10 hours and make a video on him. But every video, every screenshot within the first day or two of him will have him output insane amounts of damage numbers. Insane. He will do insane amounts of damage numbers. You're going to see 6 million damage. You're going to see 10 million damage. You're going to be like, what the fuck? And you're going to be tempted to pull him. Every one of those videos, even my video, are probably going to use heavy investment Dorisine. Because every content creator, myself included, have access to more resources than a new or a free-to-player has. I'm sorry it's taking so long to start a video. I just want to warn new players. I know a lot of new players watching videos, a lot of free-to-play players watching videos. I'm just warning you to take those screenshots, take the videos day one with a grain of salt. I'm warning you ahead of time. Because we are all going to heavy invest in Dorisine, most likely, because I like his design. His kit and his gameplay is not for free-to-play players. This is my most stunning critique of him. He's not Clem trash. Unlike Clem, which is useless at any level, Dorisine is very good if you invest on him. Why? His stats, really good. A+ tier stats. Constitution, attack, defense, very good. In comparison to, let's say, Clem, dogshit stats. In comparison to even Daft. Daft stats at level 60 is 156, which is slightly better than Dorisine. And very investment. But he has this chapter talent. And he has all of this. Sorry about that. I've been sick with the code. But now let's get into his kit. Numbers good. His E levels very good. So Psych Surge, which is their new name for it, we call them plus levels, over enlightened levels, whatever you want to call it, is crit damage and damage amp. So these are the two best DPS stats in the game, besides crit rate. And as you see, just like Caster, scale is very high, plus 12. Again, why he's a very whale unit. So as a free-to-play player, you're only going to get this. As a whale, you're going to get this. You're going to get 30% more crit damage and 10% more damage amp. That's just how it works. So again, Whale heavy. It's very good. Most units, they have shit, so you don't want the whale on them. You want the whale on them. Here, this is his Casket Harvest, which is a Daffodil mechanic, or a Daffodil Wheel mechanic, or a Clem mechanic, or a G-Doll mechanic, or a Riker mechanic. Now, Riker, he scales with money you get, Daffodil, amount of units you kill. He just copies her, except for his is not as good as Daffodil's. Daffodil's is near infinite scaling. She can kill as many units as she wants, and she'll keep scaling damage, which is good. His caps at 3. So you can cap it by killing an enemy or landing the final hit on Doresain. Again, you need to land a hit on Doresain. Some effects it will work. Some effects it won't work, like Seville Caster's Corrosion. Now he can store up to 3 stacks of corpse. So this is a huge downside to him. Like, it caps at 3. Now he gets units as stacks, so it's right here. It's very easy to hit 3 stacks on a big exploration stage. On a boss stage, you have to exalt 3 times, which is harder to do unless you have some alien misgeneration. Like, the best case scenario, you're going to get this turn 3 or 4 to unlock his later abilities. His Soul Forge Aptitude, this is very good. This is very good. However, this is only available in Arc 2. Now, that's what Chapter Talent means. This symbol, it means it's only available in Arc 2. So if you're a new player playing Chapters 1 through 9, this is useless. You can just ignore this. But in Arc 2, this is very good. It means that all of your strength gen, 5 to 15% more strength. Very good. Now, scaling, so that means you probably strength gen more, but it might be a translation error, but I think this is strength gen more, so it works well with Horla, for example, or Dies. Every Carol unit works well with Dies. She's a mandatory Carol support unit. That's whatever. Now, this Exalt, this is where his bread and butter damage comes from. Especially endgame, especially heavy whale. Now, the crit rate of this Exalt, Devour 15%, 35 strength. Again, you don't care about this. It's like a very low number. You care about this. Deal 336 damage to enemy with lowest HP. Damage enjoys a 500% strength bonus. Very good. Gillette, I think. Let me go to Gillette real quick in game to double check my numbers while I'm going over this. Yeah. Gillette is not as big as a strength bonus as him. If she only does a 280% to 300% bonus if you in Arc 2. So this is 500%, so it's almost double Gel. It's not double Gel because double Gel would be like 600%. But every 1% target submission to final damage Exalt is plus 3. So if the boss is almost dead, 300%, obviously. Basic maths. Now this is his only heal. There are 3 attacks of corpse. He heals and doubles the crit multiplier. So the crit multiplier of the hit, if you have, let's say, this is why he's very whale heavy. New players, their covenants, their wheels, they won't have a lot of crit damage. And the difference between crit damage as a new free-to-play player and an end-game whale player is like massive. Yeah, you went over in my caster spreadsheet. I don't have it on me right now. I don't know where it was. I don't want to waste time going for it. But crit damage for end game, late game players, maximum potential. We're gonna get like 300% crit damage at best, around there. 300%, maybe a little bit more. So this means we're gonna get 600% crit damage on this. As a new free-to-play player, you're gonna get 80%, maybe 100% crit damage. So we will literally do 3 to 4 times more damage on this Exalt than a free-to-play player. Because you need plus 12 wheels, you need plus 12, we need max, really good covenants, really good crit covenants. Actually, I'm going to show the game and show you, my demonstrate about what players won't get. Now let me go to, for example, covenants. Now, you're going to get under-investment covenants. Now, this is my covenant, which is not that great yet. Let me go to random unit I'm not using. Here we go. This is my cast covenant. 92%. I get 29 and 23% right here, just from this covenant, and this is not even the best roll. Now, whale to get 50 around 50% crit damage on this covenant alone. Now let's look at this. Now see, Whale Titan 60% right there. New players won't have access to that. Whale units will get plus 12 wheel and plus 12 whatever. You will not get this as a free-to-play player unless you spend a shit ton of money, and even then you won't get it because your time graded on your money spending. Okay, here we go. This is my best example of what a whale will have and what 99% of content creators will showcase high number Dorisine day one is. So, boom, 21% sigil yield, and this 100% crit damage, because this is 43.2. Every whale player will have this wheel. This is the current best damage wheel to whale on. Crit damage permanently increased by 10% at 5 times, so 50%. And final damage of welder, 15% on ultra units. So this is a 93.2% crit damage wheel. 93.2% crit damage wheel right there. Now, his wheel, new players and free-to-play players will have a 21.6%. We will literally have 3 times more based on that one wheel alone. Us content creators and us whales and us long-time players will have literally 3 to 4 times more crit damage than you will have if you're a free-to-play player or if you're a new player. I cannot stress this enough because I don't want any of you guys to get baited. I know a lot of you watch videos. I may meme a lot. I do not want new players to waste their pulls on units like Dogshit Clem or even Doresain unless you like his design and not be able to clear content, not be able to enjoy the full power of the unit you are pulling for. And Doresain suffers more than just not whaling on him. Because unlike Tawil, even if you're underinvested in him, they can carry, they can support, they can interact with a lot of other units. He cannot interact with a lot of units without having an established account already. So as I go over this entire kit, I'll keep going, but let me go over it one more to just warn new players. Where do you see sustain on his kit? This heal? Okay. Where do you see his shields? Where do you see his heals? Where do you see his barriers? Where do you see his weakness application? As you see my team building build, these are all in here. So you need to outsource your shields. You need to outsource your heals. You need to outsource your fucking survivability and weakness on endgame. He does not have any of this. You need to find a unit for a weakness. You will need to find a unit for shields, or you need to find a unit for heals. Now, the best healers, the best shielders are all utter limited units and utter limited supports. So you need utter limited supports to support him, such as Dyes. Dyes will help him with his weakness and a better vuln. Because this ability, this is a nice AoE damage that kills you 10% of your current HP in 1 turn of vulnerable. Dyes' 2 cost is 2 turns of vulnerable. G-Doll's 2 cost is 2 turns of vulnerable. Caucus's Exalt is an Exalt for 1 turn vulnerable on demand. You do not have to play it. This card does not have retain and it costs 1 mana and it kills you. Caucus's heals you, dispels your weakness, and inflicts invuln to everybody. This card, you will probably not use this that much unless you are late game into the fight when you have massive scaling. Now, you need to find sources to get all those effects to make Dorisine work. If you just plop him on a team with no sustain, no shields, you will die. You will kill yourself. You will kill yourself faster than fucking playing Clem. So here, look at Dirge the Fallen. It's a 3 cost, does a lot of damage. But again, 3 cost, only does damage, only gains strength. Now compare that to other units 3 cost, which does multiple effects, multiple supportive effects. You will not want to use this a lot. You will use this once you have massive strength scale, but in a team with support units, you will ignore it until later on when you massively build up the scaling. Because again, it is 3 costs, and most players when they're starting out, especially in R2, you will have 5 mana a turn. This will use 3 out of the 5 mana to do damage. Again. Now, if you heavily wail on him, this will do a shit ton of damage. Now, his Enlightens. Also, very, very important. Because this is why he's a very extensive, heavy investment unit. For every 1% of crit damage he has on his Wheel of Destiny or his Covenant, his crit rate is increased by 0.1%. Now, let's take extreme edge case scenario. Uber Whales. Most crit damage you can possibly get. Around 300%. That's 30% crit rate. Now, regular players, you will get 5 to 8% crit rate on this. As a free-to-play player with only his base wheel, this is 2%. You will get 2% crit rate on that. We will get 30%. When I'm showcasing Dorisine, I'm going to have 30% crit rate just by existing. Again, new players, this is useless for them. This is complete dog shit for them, dude. Now, E2, 2 dupes of him. For every 1% HP missing, very good. So if you want to make Doresain a very good unit, E2 is the highest I would go until you heavy invest in him. Heavy invest in him, you keep going all the way, plus 12. Now, Evernight Rebel. Now, this ability, this E will probably get buffed very soon. Because right now, whenever you obtain a corpse, you will place 1 Evernight Rebel into your hand. Now, Evernight Rebel up here, pierce damage. So you hold this card until you're massively scaled with like 1,000 strength or 2,000 strength. So to play it at the very end when you're bursting into kill. But only 1 every time you gain a corpse, and it's exhausted. So it's pretty bad, especially if you're underestimating him. Again, I think his kit is very underwhelming. For a free-to-play player, I am going to pull for him. I do like his design. I'm going to say this again. I will pull on him quite heavily, probably. Unless I'll pull him E3, probably. And then I'll wait to see if the next unit catches my eye. But his wheel, for example, is B tier to A tier. There are better crit damage wheels, such as Daffodil's Wheel. Daffodil's Wheel is the GOAT standard. She has the strongest crit damage wheel, as I just showed you. Right here, this is just a, 10%, 50% crit rate, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, 50% crit rate at max every time you kill an enemy, but this is really hard to stack because you need to kill 10 enemies for it to achieve its full potential. Again, it's a very good wheel. There are better options. And will new players be able to get the pulls needed to pull this many copies of the wheel? Probably not. You want crit rate. Now, this is when you kill an enemy. It's only when the wielder kills the enemy. Now, when you're playing combat, when you're playing the game, you know that getting the last hit, a lot of things can go wrong when trying to secure the last hit on one enemy. Maybe your like support character crits on an ability, and boom, they kill a unit. Maybe you're trying to hold to get cards, but you don't actually draw the cards of the wielder to actually kill the unit. So again, it's very hard to stack up 10 kills in actual gameplay. I would like to see this lowered, but the thing being the same, maybe only require you to kill 5 enemies rather than 10 enemies to achieve the maximum potential. So that's it for me. This video, I might get guest appearance from Satan. So, see you guys next time.